I had an idea. I think we're going to do a new thing. Once per day, I'm going to do something that I do not feel like doing or do not want to do. And the thing I'm going to do today that I don't feel like doing is implementing this rule. To be clear, I do a lot of things every day that I don't particularly feel like doing, but I'm not doing it very consciously. It's like not a really articulated process that's going on. So I think it'll be good. Sometimes purposefully, explicitly expending willpower is a good thing. Something I do want to do is introduce you to bananas. Bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Smilodon skull, going good. And yes, we have our taco shell. Congratulations. Big shark T-Rex skull, big old Einstein trash can, obviously a cheese, and a big T-Rex skull with the plate. Also, this unicorn got done. Unicorn in German is Einhornchen. I just heard somebody say the phrase in the year 2020, and it sounded like they're talking about the far future to me. Time to send Hammerhead Boy on his way. Well, got all the machines running and all the filament going. I think we're gonna try and check out a couple of VHSs from Goodwill. And that Stonehouse Kitchen place downtown does have coffee. I like never get coffee from there, but it is very close and I have a Segway. So let's try it. Pretty gloomy out today. Almost sprinkling a tiny bit, or misty, but it's not a bad temp. I'll take it. The other day the swamp here was almost completely dry. Then we got a bunch of rain, and now we have something that looks like a nightmare version of Willy Wonka's river. Got a few selections here. Almost bought this the other day, but we finally went for it. I had a copy of Raiders. Actually, my grandpa had a copy of Raiders that looked just like this. I watched it enough times that I basically had it memorized. Why not? Okay, a guy did not slow down, and if I hadn't paid attention, he would have hit me. What I was about to say is Julia Roberts always looked kind of weird to me. I grew up in the era where everyone thought Julia Roberts was like really gorgeous, and I just never understood it. She looks so strange. It's not like she looks ugly or something, but like, she's just a weird looking person. People are probably gonna get pissed off that I said that, but she's rich. She was in a bunch of iconic movies. I don't feel that sorry for her. I say all kinds of stuff about me on the internet, so. Okay, Stonehouse Kitchen, closed for a private event. I knew they do them, but they usually only do them on Sunday, so whatever. The wonders of nature. Mechanic guy says he can come right now, so I think he is. He's just getting some tools together. He might be hitting the road, and we could maybe get Duncan today. Think about that. Time to send this boy to his forever home. Once these rolls are completed, there we go. I am going to shut these off because I may need to be helping this guy under the hood, and I can't just be running back here all the time, especially if my hands are covered in grease or something. All right, he's here. Here goes nothing. We're gonna have to take the alternator off.
No.
You can just slide it out the side or whatever.
Yeah.
It all went pretty smoothly. The patient is going to live. He asked me to go get the serpentine belts, so we're gonna segue and do that. Well, we're basically done. He needs to get that, you guys probably remember, the Loner belt tensioner tool. He thought he could probably do it without it, but it's a very useful tool, so we're getting that. It really didn't take very long. It took him maybe an hour. It'd be cool if he only charged me like 30 bucks for this or something. I doubt he will. I have no idea what he's gonna charge me, but he seems very cool, so I'm sure it's gonna be reasonable. Also, somebody that just Somebody that bought 3 items from me just left reviews for all items, and they gave me 5 stars. So that's nice. Dude, as soon as we slap this friggin' belt on here, and I pay the guy, we are going to Dunkin'. I've been Dunkin' deprived. I have not been running on Dunkin'. To quote the room, I've got a bit of a tragedy. Well, if that sounds like a running engine, it's because it is. We are going to get the ultimate dunk. He ended up not charging me money, and he thinks he's gonna get some dinosaur skulls instead. I showed him the shop and he did. He was somewhat impressed, I'm happy to say. Man, there's just no feeling like your car running correctly when it hasn't been. This is almost exhilarating. It's funny how people will like do me favors and stuff now. Like, I'm not knocking, this guy was a great guy. We talked for like an hour about crypto and stuff, and I think I kind of convinced him to start doing some minimal investments in Bitcoin. But yeah, it's funny how people will like do favors for you when you don't need them. Like when I was living on the street, nobody did me any favors. People did me the opposite of favors, whatever that would be, disfavors. They did me disfavors. And now it's like, in a small town, if you got kind of a successful business and you get a little well known, then people are like doing all this stuff for you. And it's I'm not saying no, but it's just like, man, where were you guys? Again, not knocking this guy at all. He was like a super cool guy. Like, he didn't even charge me money at the end. Although I'm probably gonna end up, like I said, giving him some of that dinosaur gold. We want the dunk. You gotta have that dunk. Decided to take this newfound opportunity with my ability to drive my car to get some groceries. I'm trying not to eat out. That little food truck is so good. Yeah, the struggle is real. I'm happy with what I got though. Man, it feels good to be able to drive. Maybe we'll do, I can't do it tomorrow, but maybe Monday we'll do the thrift store trip in Lufkin, because I finally can. Oh yeah, such a good feeling. The feeling when your car not only works, but works basically perfectly again. There's nothing like it. This probably isn't gonna apply to very many people, but if you happen to live somewhere with the Brookshire Brothers, it's a grocery store for anybody that doesn't know, I've kind of discovered that they have these things. This is, this specifically is cornbread pork chops, you know, that's kind of stuffed with it. And there's so many kinds, but the thing that's the real kicker is they're only like $7 or $8 a piece. Like, this is just a little meal. You just pop it in the air fryer and then it's just delicious. Like, this is peppered pork loin and it's also wrapped in bacon. So good. $1 billion chicken. I don't know, kind of random, but if you happen to live near a Brookshire Brothers, it's kind of worth going there, because like most of their groceries are really boring, but these things are so good and really cheap. Well, we have a decent amount of stuff to package. We had a couple hour detour there for a second, but I think it's cassette time again. I think it's finally time for the best cassette I own. I did not get this in I did not get this in a thrift store. If I had to create a top 10 albums of all time, Songs from the Wood by Jethro Tull would definitely be in it. One of my criteria for a great album is that every song is very different from every other song, and yet seems like it really should, it seems like it fits in the suite of songs. Plus, all the songs are just really excellent. And there isn't a more perfect way to describe the songs on this album. They're completely different from each other. There's all kinds of crazy, interesting, intricate, but simple sometimes, musical stuff going on. And it's just incredibly well done and incredibly unique. Let me bring you songs from the wood.
Let me bring you songs from the woods, and from tip to toe, just an effort to show you.
I actually think that cassette player runs slightly fast, and it's about 2 notes higher than it should be. I have no idea whether that's right, but let's find out. All right, we will listen to the digital version.
Let me bring you songs from the woods. Let me bring you songs from the woods.
One more time.
Let me bring you songs from the woods.
The correct one is let me. The tape is playing let me. E. That's about 2 notes off. I still got it. Bacon wrapped chicken and nuts and peanut sauce. This is the good stuff right here.
He drinks from the empty party cup. Well, this changing time won't waste our lives, keep us apart.
Throw me the idol. Something weird was going on with that last tape, unfortunately. You know, one thing that's funny is those boxes I ordered from Lowe's.com still haven't showed up. In other words, the boxes I ordered because my car broke have not been delivered even after my car has been fixed. You know, one of the problems with being in a situation where there are no rules is there's also no rules against making up rules. Like in the discussion of property rights and stuff, even if you say that there are no inherent rights to property, it also means there's no inherent wrongs to property. Like if there's no particular reason why you can own something, it also means that there's no reason why you can't own a thing. I think this is like inherently why there just must be rules. Because even if you say there aren't, there just are going to be anyway, except they're going to be stupid. I think it really applies to a lot of situations where there are no rules or no consistently defined rules. At some point, that just kind of means people are going to do whatever they want to do. And then they're going to de facto make up the rules. So you might as well just start with some anyway. Bonus points if they actually make sense or are objectively right. It's like the first rule of Fight Club being we don't talk about Fight Club. I mean, you just did. You just did talk about Fight Club. Time to pack up the Uromastyx skull. Takes so long to make these, kind of makes me want to wave goodbye. Last 2 spools are running. Everybody's humming along productively. Gold Smilodon skull's getting done. Another piece of the taco getting done. Thankfully, this cheese came along quite nicely. Ooh, the sharks are just infesting the shop. Oh man, oh, what a day. Well, I guess the clear standout today would have to be having a functional car again. Honestly, it's kind of advisable to just not have a car for like a week, because then you realize it's great having a car. I do feel genuine gratitude. It is not a small thing. Makes me want to just like drive to Alaska or something. It was fun seeing the mechanic guy that came over. It was fun to see his reaction to the shop. He's getting to see what all you guys see every day. And it's just nice to have that outside perspective sometimes, because it's just come so far. I think I've been friends on Facebook with that guy for a long time. He may have seen pictures and stuff from the early business, and if that's kind of what you got used to and then you come here and you see everything, it's come a long way from when I was just running this out of my room. To give some perspective, I think my room was about 12 by 15 feet. So maybe we'll just say 150 square feet. This entire facility is about 2,000 square feet. So you have to imagine what it'd be like to do a lot of what I'm doing here in such a small space. Like I said, one of the motivations for doing this series is I wish I could go back and like look at what I was doing every day with 150 square feet. Eventually we expanded to more of the house, like I took over the living room, but still that wasn't very much. Yeah, I wish I could go back and just watch episodes of me doing stuff back then, because it would be so shocking how far it's come. But it's just fun to see a mechanic do their thing. I kind of sort of thought periodically throughout the years about trying to become a mechanic, mainly because my car has broken down a lot over the years. Not this car. This car is new. My many cars have broken down over the years. I would have saved a lot of money if I could just work on them myself, which has driven me to learn a bunch of things. Like I just changed my starter not too long ago. I can do stuff like alternators and brakes. You know, simple mechanical stuff is really not that hard, especially in the days of like YouTube videos. You can just watch some guy, you can watch Bubba on YouTube replace your like radiator and just see what he's doing, and it's really not that hard. So that whole episode was kind of good. Like I said, we had a good talk about crypto and stuff. I always enjoy that. So that's what I'm grateful for. But enough about me. It's Gratitude Gang time. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're grateful for. Tell me what projects you got going on. What little moments you're enjoying in your everyday life. I love to hear it. You'll probably get a heart. Probably get an upvote. If you want a special project, upvote somebody else's post or upvote somebody else's comment. People love that. They get a little notification. They're like, hey, somebody liked my comment. I mean, what could be more gratifying than that? It's so good to be unselfish, even for just a tiny little bit. Everyone that says what they're grateful for or upvotes somebody's comment that where they're saying what they're grateful for, you win the gratitude award. Now, I can't actually give it to you, but just know that in a small measure, this award is your award. So that is another episode on the books. Everything's going good, and it's a good feeling. Like I said, type out your comments and stuff, and I love to read them. Peace out.